Oh, I'm so impressed with this car. I'm so impressed with Palm Beach Dyno. I'm so impressed with the track today. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are out at beautiful Mission Raceway Park. Just about 10 cars out here or so. Just did a private track rental and we're gonna run the GT500 on the Mickey Thompson ET streets for the first time. If you guys have been watching the channel, you know we've been struggling with traction issues all year while I waited for the drag radials to come in that are on back order. So finally have the ET streets on. First run is gonna be stock tune with the ET streets, see what the car runs. After that, we're gonna load up the Palm Beach Dyno 93 tune and the Palm Beach Dyno Trans tune and see what we can get out of this thing. So stay tuned because it's gonna be an exciting day. All right guys, here we go. So we're doing our first run. I flashed the car back to stock. Just gonna do a quick data log as well. See what it does on the stock tune, on the drag radials, and then we'll flash the Palm Beach Dyno tune onto it. All right, so before we get too far into this video, this was a really tricky video for me to edit. We did a private track day. Usually when I go to the track, I bring my dad out with me. He films the outside, and I've got a couple GoPros in the car. This time, I didn't bring my dad out with me to the track, and my GoPro on my helmet, of course, corrupted every single file, as you guys can see. So unfortunately, footage wise, all I've really got is the in-car facing me stuff. So I'm gonna walk you guys through all the passes right now. So the first pass, stock tune, stock trans tune with the ET Street R's, left on the launch control, traction control on, kind of babied it a little bit to feel the track out. Went a 171 60 foot, 699 at 104 miles an hour in the 8th, and a 10 720 at 135 miles an hour in the quarter. I think there was still quite a bit left in it, but I didn't want to waste any time playing around with the stock tune. Now the second pass, this was with the Palm Beach Dyno engine and trans tune loaded, in drag mode, traction control on, off the launch control, again at about 3,200 RPM, but babying the throttle a little bit out of the hole. It went 1774 in the 60 foot, 691 at 107 miles an hour in the 8th, and a 10 569 at 137.48 miles an hour. So big mile an hour there. After that, run number 3, went back to drag mode again, turned the traction control off, left it a little harder. This went 1675 in the 60, 6776 at 107.5 in the 8th, and a 10 422 at 137.61 miles an hour. Now this is where I set my goal to get into the 1030s. I decided at this point I would be extremely happy if I got the car into the 1030s. All right, so we're gonna go up and make another pass. This time in track mode instead of drag mode, which should let me shift this thing at 8,000 RPM. Last run was a 1042. We're looking for a 10.3 anything right now. Spun a little bit off the line, so the 60 foot dropped to a 1755. We went 6817 at 108.45 miles an hour in the 8th, and ran a 10 413 at 139.68 miles an hour. That is huge mile an hour. Now at that point, I decided to take 1 pound out of the Mickey Thompsons in the rear and went down to 18 PSI. Now on the next run, with my goal to get the car into the 1030s, that's all I wanted. I decided I would be ecstatic. The car stuck extremely hard off the launch. Went a 163 in the 60 foot, 6.674 at 109 in the 8th, and a 10 267 at 138 miles an hour in the quarter. I was ecstatic and decided that that's what I was going to do for the rest of the day. run after that, I wanted to try drag mode again just to see what would happen with the 1 PSI left in the less in the tires, because with drag mode you do get the softer suspension setup for launch. Again, wouldn't let me shift manually at 8,000, it would shift automatically at 7,500. The car went 165 in the 60 foot, 6,740 at 107.78 in the 8th, and 10,383 at 136.42 in the quarter. So after that, I decided that track mode was definitely the way to go and how I was going to go about it the rest of the day. So getting close to the end of the day here, I decided to hot lap the car. So I did 3 runs in a row, track mode, traction control off, 3,200 RPM, leave, and shifting at 8,000 RPM. So the first of those runs went a 164 in the 60, a 667 in the 8th at 108.99 miles an hour, and ran at 10,268 at 137.71. After that, and this is the big one, guys. I'm still extremely ecstatic about this, especially after fighting with traction issues all year on the stock tires. Went a 158 in the 60 foot, 659 at 109.36 in the 8th, and a quarter mile in a 162 at 138.86 miles an hour. There you guys go. Get it to focus on that. Absolutely unbelievable. And then, just still hot lapping it, went up again. 167 in the 60, 6714 at 109 in the 8th, and a 10296 at 138.2 miles an hour. I am so happy with the way this car runs. Palm Beach Dyno absolutely nailed the tune. All the logs are clean. It's safe. And the Mickey Thompson ET Street SS's are the 325/30/19 is what I've got on this car. I think that's really the sweet spot for size based on that 1.560 foot, which for a GT500 is super impressive. That Palm Beach Dyno trans tune definitely helps make it leave a lot harder. But I wish I had better footage for you guys, but this thing is unreal. That 1016, not only is that the tune-only record for the GT500 right now, it's also a stock pulley record, meaning you could have an intake, you could have headers, exhaust, etc. This car has none of that. All it has right now is the tune, and I really wanted to test it with the JLT intake. Unfortunately, that's not going to show up until November now, based on back orders, but you can bet next year we're going to be out and we're going to try to beat this 1016. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like down below, leave a comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.